Live with the Checka show. I'm Checka C, and we are at the convention center, downtown LA, baby. Oh my God, the Yoga Expo is crazy. If you look behind me, there's a lot of people. We're gonna talk to Fully Raw Christina. Remember, I did the 21-day diet, and she has books for us. Oh my God, follow me.
One, they say that it takes 21 days to build a habit. So if you're doing it for 21 days, then you're getting into the motion of eating at least one raw meal a day.
Right.
And if you're wanting to transition, I would say start with breakfast, a juice or a smoothie in the morning, and then for lunch do a salad. You know, at least try like 2 raw meals a day, and then for dinner you can have a salad and then do some steamed vegetables in the evening if that's what you feel comfortable with. But
that's all fully raw still, right?
It's all fully raw, yes, but not the steamed vegetables. That's for transitioning. But as far as you, when you said that you were just like craving and desperate for food, you should never feel that way. So I always like to emphasize this isn't a starvation diet, right? You should never be limiting what you're eating. Like I'm constantly eating fruit and greens and everything all day. That way I don't have cravings. That way I'm not feeling like I want to go and binge on things, and I know that it's so different. So I think maybe for you and finding like more calorie dense things, like a lot of fruit smoothies, that way when you feel satiated and full, you won't be grabbing for other things.
Okay. Yeah, I think the carbs were an issue for me. Like, oh my God, I need pasta. But then I tried your whole, the zucchini with the cashews and the whole like Alfredo thing. That was really good. I think what it is hard to get used to is I'm eating cold food. It's not warm. Right? It's like not hot. So I think that's the other thing.
Food. Well, smoothies aren't weird. You wouldn't want to eat a warm smoothie.
Right.
Right? Yeah. But I know that it's just been so.
Salad and the zucchini.
Yes. Well, you wouldn't want warm salad either. But I get it. You like a warm plate of like something that is baked. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But you know what? It just takes a little bit of time and getting used to. Like I've been eating this way for so long now that like it's weird for me to think about eating hot. Okay, so you mentioned carbs earlier, right? So for me, when I think of carbs, I think of fruit. And I think, okay, I want to eat a lot of fruit because that's where my calories are. And if I'm not eating enough fruit during the day, I'm going to end up feeling really tired and sluggish and antsy. And that seems to be like the number one problem is that when people first start eating this way, they eat a lot of nuts and seeds because they're used to eating heavier foods, which kind of portray or have that same type of like warm, cozy feeling as cooked foods. So people tend to like not eat fruit because they think it has too much sugar, and then they end up eating too much fat. But a high-fat diet, no matter what diet you're on, is never going to be good for you. Yeah. So you may feel satisfied for a while, but when 5 hours comes along, you're going to be like feeling the dip.
She makes her own salad dressings. Hello, get with the program.
Get with the program, exactly. But that's the healthy way to do it, because sometimes you find these ingredients in the grocery store and you don't know what's in them. They put in a bunch of oils and a bunch of salts, which can end up making you feel constipated or dehydrated and thirsty, and then a bunch of things you feel wrong and you're like, oh, this isn't working for me. But I think the focus is just to remember, it's like you want to be eating fresh, ripe, juicy foods, because just like when people go on a juice cleanse, they want that juice because that's where all the vitamins and the nutrients are. But yet you also want the fruits and the vegetables because that's where the fiber is, and that's what makes you feel amazing.
Totally. So I'm going to fight with you a little bit on this because I know people are looking right now and they've been waiting for me to do this interview. I said I'm going to interview Fully Raw Christina at the Yoga Expo, but I know they're wondering, first of all, I've heard online, like people tweet and say like, can I get diabetes from this? Is it too much fruit? I almost died on the Fully Raw diet because I wasn't eating properly. So what do you say to that?
Okay, first off, nobody can die by eating more fruits and vegetables. It just like, not that I'm saying that that's a disclaimer, but that's like not scientifically ever been proven. It only usually helps people. I used to have type 2 diabetes and hyperglycemia, and I got rid of mine by eating Fully Raw. And I made a video about this on my channel. It's called I think it was called something, is this too much sugar? Is fruit bad sugar or something like that? But basically I talk about how the sugar in fruit is different from processed sugars that come from like white granulated sugars and other processed things. But the sugar in fruit is actually cleansing and energizing and pure for your body. And your body actually knows how to digest and process it. And you should never be afraid to eat too much fruit, especially when you've just taken out meat and dairy and breads and pastas when you're doing this, because you need to have calories or your body won't be able to function. And then you will collapse and not feel good.
Yeah.
So for people who are saying, oh, well, I didn't want to eat fruit on this diet, well, you've just cut out like half of the things that you're supposed to be eating. So if they felt tired and weak, it's because A, they weren't eating enough calories, which would have meant enough fruit, and they probably weren't getting in enough nutrients that they should have been getting in.
Okay. All right. She had type 2 diabetes, so she can tell us.
Specifically, it was hyperglycemia. So I had high blood sugar levels. Imagine having high blood sugar levels and then taking on a fruit-based lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it speaks wonders for me, and I'm here, and I haven't been back to the doctor in 10 years. Just saying.
What? Okay. So here's my other thing, financial-wise. When you are buying all of this raw food, people are like, oh, I don't want to go on a diet because it's going to be so expensive. It's just too pricey. Like when I did it for 21 days, I think I spent like almost $300 on food shopping for 21 days. Is that normal, or am I not doing it right, or
No,
what do you say to people?
Here's what I tell people. You have to invest in your health. When you start spending a little bit more money on food, you're going to spend a lot less money on doctor's bills and like a numerous amount of things. So think of it as investing in your health, which will save you money in the long term. Trust me there.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it's like there are tactics that you can do, like shopping at the farmer's market, buying in bulk, getting case discounts. There's so many different things that you can do to save money, which I have videos for as well. But I mean, that's what I do. I have a co-op in my local Houston area that I run called Rawfully Organic, and I buy everything by the case because it's 40% off. So I'm getting like a huge amount of stuff, and then when I can't, I'll like freeze it and then use it later. And there's so many different things you can do to save money.
Now, the frozen thing I think is really important because otherwise you're buying all this fruit and vegetables and then they're going bad in the refrigerator. But people aren't realizing, all right, I could put this in the freezer. It's not going to be processed. It's not going to be that frozen bag of fruits that you buy at the supermarket.
Right. Like, I mean, I buy a case of bananas every week, and if I don't get through them, I'll freeze a couple of heads of them, peel them, put them in a Ziploc bag, and I'll make banana ice cream later. You know, it's perfect.
Banana ice cream.
Banana ice cream.
It is good. Banana
Yes.
ice cream. I tried it. I tried a couple of your recipes.
Banana ice cream is my favorite. I love it.
I bet it is.
Yes.
You love the bananas. Okay. She's like, and your skin is so like smooth and like clear.
It's okay. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
It is good though. Do you do anything for your skin? Because I know like with eating fruits and vegetables, it's obviously, I guess, hydrating you really well, and the water.
It is all about, like, people always say, oh, what do you put on your skin? I'm like, honestly, it's coming from the inside out. And that's the most important thing. Like, I don't actually use any products on my skin other than my body butter, which is basically only edible products. I don't put anything on my skin that I can't eat. So I only just wash with like a
What
really...
about the deodorant?
I mean, I just use baking soda.
Baking soda.
Like, I don't ever really,
I got
like,
baking
smell.
soda.
I really just like don't have really horrible odor, and
Right.
and I hope I'm right about that, because otherwise I'm gonna walk around, people will be like,
Wait,
hey, you
hold
guys,
on.
what do you
Let me
think?
think we use
Am I good here? No, but I wash with like a very simple clean soap, and then I just don't put anything else on except for my fully raw body butter.
What?
Yeah.
And the toothpaste? Do you do baking soda and peroxide?
Yeah, and sometimes essential oils.
Okay. Really? I heard coconut oil is really good to like mouthwash it out.
Yes, that's kind of like teeth pulling. I've never tried that, but I've heard it was good.
Okay. Interesting. Listen, you could learn a lot from this girl right
I
here.
could talk all day about all of this. Like,
And I could interview you all day about this.
right.
So it'll be fun. But we have books from you. You got a new book out with
you.
everything.
Yes,
right?
and I'm so excited about it. Like, it's such a beautiful book. It's like nearly 300 pages. And speaking of the 21-day guide that you did, it actually has a 21-day guide to help people transition into this lifestyle.
Okay.
And it has over 100 recipes in there. It has beautiful photos, and intertwined throughout the book are stories of how I've managed to succeed with this throughout the past like 10 years. It's crazy.
The Awakened Warrior Crew.
Crew. Yes. Hi, everyone.
These guys are amazing. Like what they're doing here is like exceptional. Yoga, what else? Readings,
Readings, yoga.
Levitation.
levitation. Levitation?
The only one who could really levitate.
I'll say it to you, but I won't say it to everybody. It's yoga is going to levitate the spirit, the soul. So, it's a
think
play on
from
words.
the
It's a play on words, but there's truth in it. It's the awesome sauce of yoga when you practice. Yes.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people have probiotics in their actual product, but what they fail to do is they fail to provide the prebiotics that should accompany all probiotics. For instance, probiotics only eat one thing, which is prebiotics. So a lot of these companies say, oh, we got probiotics in there, but they're not feeding the probiotics. So by the time you get to it, it's dead biotics. You're really not getting the probiotics, which are the living enzymes. So prebiotics are carbohydrates that the human body doesn't digest, but the only food that probiotics eat are prebiotics. So if somebody says, oh, we got probiotics, that's great. But if there's nothing in there for them to eat,
So what's the best probiotic then?
the probiotic is in Vegan Smart, I'm just saying. But
He's good.
but we also provide it with the prebiotics to accompany it. So that way, if you have something, we live in a time of age where everything's on a shelf. So if it's on that shelf, the probiotics need to have the nutrients for them to survive as well. So that's why we provide the prebiotics as well.
So are you there in the making process of this protein powder?
Yes.
Because I always wonder that about people who sell a product. Are you there?
I actually was the one that formulated it. So yes, like I said, I've been vegan for 10 years. I've been in the athlete world. I've been basketball, football, everything.
This is more of like a yoga type material. As you can see, I have gel inserts inside of my clothing here. Yeah, so they're not filled. Not every pocket is filled here, but I do have some here.
Now, do you insert that gel yourself?
Yes, and it can be doubled up as well, so you can always increase the amount of weight that you have inside of your clothing.
It's all adjustable.
What does the gel do?
Well, it's not really a gel, it's a polymer. Okay, they're highly atomized, fibroblasted polymers. Okay, to give it density. Okay, so that provides resistance when we move. All right, the resistance is a huge key to movement improvement. Okay, we all agree that when you practice a technique, you get better at it. I think we all pretty much also agree that when you provide resistance to a movement, that you get stronger at it. It's like if I were to put it on you now, give you a demonstration, I would ask you a little bit about what you're looking to accomplish, to achieve. Do you have any pains, surgeries, or anything like that? Okay, and you'll look and feel different after just a few minutes. That's all it takes.
And then I started oming, and like life just became kaleidoscopic.
Kaleidoscopic. That's
Yeah.
a good word.
Yeah.
So wait, how did it become kaleidoscopic? Only in your sexual life or everything all around?
Yeah.
Work, like everything?
Everything.
Really?
Yeah. Work, relationships, my sex, but like all of my relationships, my relationship to myself. Like I just became happier. And that's why every day as a practice is to keep myself turned on, connectable, in flow.
Love it. Love it. All right, so we have to see this demonstration. We can't like
Yes.
talk anymore. I
Yes.
want to see what's going
We're gonna
on.
See what's happening. So we're going to do a closed on demo.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to have Emily here. Emily.
Hi.
Emily's going to be our strokey, and Mark's going to be the stroker.
Hello, Mark.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice
Yes.
meeting you too.
So the ohm starts when one of them asks another to ohm.
I love this. Listen, here are some new practices you need to try. You could go to
Yes,
onetaste.us.
Yep. Onetaste.us.
I'm trying to release right now with the Yoga Expo. Yes, this is crazy. Downtown right now at the convention center in LA. We had so much fun today. There's been a lot of spirituality going on. There's been a lot of, extra energy happening, to say the least. I'm just saying, if you want to win Fully Raw Christina's book, don't forget, you got to answer the question below. And you might get hooked up. She's giving us 3 books. So 3 chances for you, and you. Your girl Checka live again at the